Now you've all heard of Jude Bellingham, Birmingham City's golden boy. The club's even retired his number. I wouldn't put it past them if they went out and built a statue outside St Andrews for him. After announcing himself on the world stage, now his younger brother Jobe is making his professional debut and is ready to be the next English sensation for the Blues. I swear it's like they've got a conveyor belt with an infinite supply of Bellinghams ready to rise from their youth academy. So today we're putting the youngster Jobe to the ultimate test. Can he become better than his brother with Sir BCHD taking him under his wing? Can he compete against the likes of Dortmund's finest? With a 90 potential in career mode, his expectations are already sky high. We're back at it again with another football family rivalry in these growth test battles, and the Birmingham Bellingham brothers are ready to go head to head. Considering we won't see Jobe added into FIFA until sometime next year, I've had to create him in game and attempt to digitally model him as accurately as possible. There is a clear position dynamic, as in contrast to his older brother, Jobe is more of a winger type with some promising attacking attributes. He's wearing the number 39 for Birmingham City, so he's not going to take his brother's sacred number 22, who was born September 23rd, 2005, so just younger than Kylian Mbappe's brother Ethan, however still unable to participate and be added into FIFA until 2022. He's ready to make his impact in the championship this season, however, because we're in a season behind, we're starting off in 2020, he is still only 14 years of age. There's your close-up look at him. He is definitely not a midfielder or attacking midfielder even. He's more of a winger, right winger, left winger. Is very versatile and can even play centrally. He can be deployed anywhere in the front line. He's a prospect for the team. He's been at the club more years than just 2020. He's risen up through their youth academy ranks alongside his brother. In terms of his attributes though, he has 4-star skill moves, 1-star weak foot, medium attack and work rate, low defensive. Taking a gander at the physical and mental side of his game, pretty much no real standouts besides sprint speed and agility. So far, no light greens or dark greens to boast about, but that's the journey. This is what we're starting to work with. We've gifted him with a 57 overall. This is just a guesstimation. I've never really seen him play. I'm hearing a lot of good things about him when it comes to the youth level football, but he hasn't really proved himself on the professional scene as of yet. The 14-year-old starting off with a market valuation of 775k. This season, I think we have to. It's bleedingly obvious. We're going to train him on the inverted winger development plan just to get that weak foot to 5 stars. Also, coinciding with Jobe's career, we'll be taking track and keep a note of Jude himself. There is a 3-year age gap, and Jude has such a head start on Jobe. It is crazy. They play in 2 completely different positions, so you've got to keep that in mind. The golden boy of FIFA 21 career mode, he's got a face scan in FIFA 22. I wish he did this year, but he doesn't. Let's see where his career goes. Is he ever going to leave Dortmund? Is he going to transform into one of England's best midfielders? I guess we'll have to find out. Nonetheless, our main focus will be on Jobe and his efforts into trying to crack into this Birmingham first team, replacing Sanchez or Bella on the right or left hand side. Being a super sub this season, I don't want to loan him out. I want to see what he can do and see if he's capable to be a championship player. We're testing him out. We're throwing him into the deep waters. It's a brother battle today. In the looks department, honestly, they could classify as twin brothers. They are just a spitting image of each other. Not only the looks, but the talent definitely runs in the family. Ever since we started this series, it's been heavily requested, so here we go. Here's how Jobe's first professional season went for him in the championship. With 13th place finish, the Blues have come through not really in mid-table, but just under that. Not really fighting for playoffs or even having a threat of relegation. They're middle of the pack. Let's take a look at the teenager and see if he could break through to the first team just like his brother did. If he got any game time this season, and he's actually within the top 4 performers, outranking some of the most experienced players here at the club. He got himself 28 appearances, whether that was starting or in off the bench, 5 goals and 2 assists in the championship, averaging a 6.4 match rating. That is a stunning first outing for the 15-year-old. Now we have caught up to real life. This is an accurate guide to see how he's looking for this season. He has grown a +4 on the training ground. The development plans must have done him wonders. Now with a 5-star weak foot, unfortunately he's in bad form, entering into the 60s, and now the status is there. Potentially, he has the potential to be special. That is what you'll want to see, but we've had it confirmed, and the Englishman is destined for greatness. Has he even outperformed his brother's first season? I'm not quite sure, as financially, now his price tag, now at £1.7 million, he's seen a 74% financial boost. I couldn't ask for a more ideal season, and look at this Birmingham team he is with, the likes of a failed one-nick kid, Alan Halilovic. He's got the Aussie Riley McGree in midfield. Could he be the key to get Birmingham back into the Premier League for the first time in over 10 years? Let's find out what the youngster can deliver in Season 2. Meanwhile, Jude Bellingham this season, his brother over in the Bundesliga went up a +1, not really the best in terms of growth. He's kind of stayed the same, yet to turn 18 either, but we'll see what the future has in store for him in terms of Dortmund's first team plans. Now the overall difference between the two is a gap of 15 points. The training grind has has well and truly commenced for Season 2. We're prepping him for pre-season, and we've got to slowly develop and mold him into the player we want him to be, and I think we should probably prioritize skill moves next, mostly focusing on the passing department, but also acceleration can get some upgrades, and we're going to have him up 5-star before he turns 16. Technically, he shouldn't really be playing in the professional team. If only there was like a youth academy team, you can put him in the under 23s, the under 18s, as a super sub, or break it in as a first team player. Hopefully, there's no second season syndrome for Jobe. In Jobe's second season of being a professional for Birmingham City, he's done exactly what Jude couldn't and taken them to the playoffs. He has lifted the Blues up into 4th spot to 84 points. Couldn't crack into the automatics, but damn, they've got a good outside chance of being promoted to the Prem. Nothing much to report on in the FA Cup, as Birmingham were eliminated in round 3 to Spurs 2-0. We also witnessed a pretty early elimination in round 2 of the Carabao with a 2-0 loss to Wigan. However, now this is the most important competition, the promotion playoffs, and Birmingham beat out Brentford 3-2 in aggregate to reach the finals. Crystal Palace taking down Nottingham Forest, and it's a 2-1 clutch win for the Blues to secure promotion to the Prem, beating out the favourites Crystal Palace at Wembley. And Jobe Bellingham has outperformed his brother twice, not only taking them to playoffs, but getting them that promotion to the top flight. The teenagers made history here in the Midlands. Start getting those petitions ready to retire the number 39 from the club, because Bellingham has actually got them success. Jude was a bit more of a financial asset. They sold him off for big money, but with Jobe, they're getting the real deal. They're getting performances. They've got a potential to be special. One kid on their hands, still only at 16 years of age. The teenager's proven that he is ready for the big leagues with a +6 to his overall this season. That sees him climb up to a 68 overall. He still has a prospect squad role. However, he played 52 times, whether that was actually starting or in off the bench. Man, I just wish when we had stats and looking back at the squad hub for FIFA 22, we have like minutes played, just so we can get a gauge and see what kind of a role he played, because I feel like he probably came off the bench a lot to be an impact sub, a super sub with average match rating of 6.5. He managed 10 goal contributions, 5 goals and 5 assists, even managed to get some in the playoffs. He's already earned the 5-star, 72 acceleration, sprint speed, stamina, and attack positioning are his first dark greens, and dribbling is now his highlight. His best attribute hitting the 80s. However, in the technical, pretty much every single department, improvements that need to be made now financially, with a market valuation of £3.4 million. That has seen his price tag move up 142%. Meanwhile, Jude Bellingham in Season 2 increased a +2, now up to a 79 overall. Now the difference between them only at 11 overall points. But still, he's yet to beat 80 overall, and I think he's catchable. In my books, Jobe's already proved himself to be better than Jude when it comes to Birmingham City duty. Whether or not he keeps the Blues alive in the top flight is a different story, but technically, statistically, he's done more for the club than his brother. I'm just putting it out there. I don't want to cause any beef between the brothers. Now, what does Season 3 have on the cards for Jobe? He's already got a red card, so maybe he has a bad boy streak in him. Hopefully that's not the case. Let's set him up for pre-season and get his development plan in order. We've taken care of the 5-star action, and now it's time for a high attack and work rate. Wide winger training will be applied all season long, so let's see if he gets any minutes or any appearances in the Premier League. Birmingham right now, they've got a stock standard squad. They do well to stay up. Or who knows, he could be attracting some offers from some top dog Premier League clubs or moves away abroad. I'll keep you updated with all the offers, but for now, Jobe is a Blue. Now, not only did Jobe Bellingham outperform his brother at the club, he has gotten them Premier League promotion and survival, staying in the top flight and redeeming their Premier League status for Season 4. Look at this on the last day. 33 points for the Blues, which keeps them afloat against the likes of Fulham, West Brom, and Watford. It was a relegation dogfight, which they came out on top of, and now I think that all but confirms the Jobe Bellingham statue. Further up the table, it is Man City and Liverpool duking it out for the title. The Citizens came out on top in that one. When we look at the FA Cup, where were Birmingham City? Did they have any FA Cup final success? Did they get any magical cup run? And no, they lost out in round 4 to Reading 3-1. Here is the Carabao Cup, and Spurs have won this trophy. Okay, fair enough. Back in 2011, the club won against Arsenal in what was called the Carling Cup, I remember, and that was absolute scenes. But unfortunately, this time around, they were eliminated in round 3, 3-0 to Leicester City. Now, could this type of performance at a relegation-threatening club really start to attract clubs and big teams in order to purchase him? Jobe Bellingham is putting on these kind of performances in the Premier League. He's opening himself in the shop window, 46 appearances, getting himself 6 goals and 7 assists, an average match rating of 6.3, and it's 13 goal involvements for the teenager, still only 17 years of age. A +5 boost to his overall, now landing at a 73 rating. Here is how the development development plan, wide winger helped him out this season. Sprint speed and stamina now in the dark greens. We've got attack positioning up to an 85, and dribbling has reached the 88. I'm still not quite sure whether he's getting deployed on the left or the right. I think he's getting most of his joy down on the right winger flank. And here is the final market valuation, £7 million on the dot. How's he still only getting paid £750 a week? He is in desperate need of a pay rise. There we go. We've gifted him with a brand new contract, a 2-year extension. Who knows, summer is right around the corner and we could have some clubs interested in spending the big bucks for the English teenager. I feel like he's slowly developing into a Raheem Sterling type player. Low center of gravity, great dribbling, sprint speed and agility is all there. However, his big brother on the other hand, Jude Bellingham, we have now closed the gap down to 7 overall points of difference. It's now a tight margin. Jude Bellingham, I'm unsure if he's getting the game time at Dortmund. Doesn't look like it. Now with a market valuation of 41 million, BVB Starboy is going to have to start looking behind his shoulder a lot more often because his brother is catching up and fast. Is it time to move on to bigger and better things come season 4, or is he going to stay true and loyal to his hometown club? Let's find out. Whether his future remains at Birmingham or not this season, he's already gone up a +1 whilst we're simulating 74 overall. His development plan this time around, I think we'll go for support. No, we'll go wide playmaker. His acceleration needs to catch up to his sprint speed, and of course, we need that stamina to keep going higher and higher. Still at only 17, I mean, there's plenty of time on his side. It's taken only a couple weeks, but we have our first offer in for Jobe Bellingham, and it's from Watford. They just got relegated, I'm pretty sure, so we don't want to let him go back down to the second tier. He's been there, done that. The Hornets, I'm sorry, £10.8 million, we're rejecting that flat out. Now, just like Jude Bellingham, he received a couple of offers in his career from overseas, and that's exactly what's happened here with Jobe. We've got a couple of deals here after the Watford offer, which was just embarrassing. We had Montpellier offer up £10.8 million. We decided to wait it out, and then Fiorentina came knocking. I mean, Laviola have lowballed £9.9 million, but I guess that'll be a pretty decent move for him. Moving to the Serie A, not too many English talents have proven their worth in Italy before, so maybe he can break that mold and just like his brother, perform outside of the UK. I'm accepting that. Hopefully he becomes part of Laviola's plans in the future. I guess we can say after all that transfer drama, at least he served the club more than his brother. Like, he got them more success than Jude did. I'm pretty sure Jobe has earned his move away. The club have made their money. They've gotten promoted. They're living life in the Premier League now. It's time for the youngster to move on to bigger and better things. Having potential to be special at Fiorentina, this is going to be one hell of a season. Let's find out and see the comparison against Jude heading into season 4. There's only 6 points of difference. Of course, that 3-year age gap. Let's see how much closer Jobe can get to his brother in overall. With a margin of +6, I think he can close the gap. Now, here's how Jobe Bellingham will be lining up in this pretty mediocre Fiorentina side. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best looking Viola outfit we've joined. However, he's worked with worse at Birmingham City. For the time being, he will be deployed on the right hand side. He could even be molded into a backup centre forward for the Yaremchuk and Cutrone. But now, though, the 17-year-old will be getting his start in a brand new league, a brand new country, leaving his hometown roots for the bigger picture. Let's see what he can achieve here in Serie A. This is the worst case scenario, worst start possible for Jobe's Italian career. One game, and he's already pricked up a pretty lengthy injury. He's done his LCL, and he will be out of action for 3 months. Now, with their star boy signing out for a lengthy period of time, 3 months he was on the sidelines, Fiorentina ended up finishing in the Europa League spot, so Jude Bellingham next year could be playing in the European scene. Continental competition awaits as Juventus take home the title. Over in the Coppa Italia, they couldn't really make a landmark magical run, as in round 1, apparently they got knocked out for winning against Torino 1-0, and the Bulls ended up going through to the round of 16. Make it make sense. I hate this game sometimes. He hasn't been given the call up to the 2024 Euros. However, let's check in on his stats and appearances. He's actually made a mighty recovery from his injury. How did he play 35 Serie A games when he was injured for 3 months? I don't get it.
I don't know. I think that's a bit dodgy, mate.
What are they injecting into this kid? Here in Florence, some dodgy deals are going on. 3 goals and 6 assists. Unless the game was lying to us. In 35 appearances, he's averaged an average 6.7 match rating through a +4. He still has potential to be special, so the 90 potential status is still on the cards. He is in good form. He's a wide playmaker, and that has seen his stats rise up. A lot of dark greens moving positions everywhere you look. 89 stamina, 81 acceleration, 90 attack positioning. We move on over to his dribbling at a 95. That could be the first maxed out stat we see. Attributes wise, things are looking on the up for the 18-year-old. Depending on how much Jude has grown this season, he has done a great job in closing the gap. Despite his long-term injury, he's now valued at £29.5 million, and it sees his price tag increase 210%. Just as I'm looking up for Jude in the database, there's another Bellingham that's crept onto the scene. Now there's three. We've got Luke Bellingham. Surely this can't be real. Okay, he's only a regen. He's a fake player generated into the game at this stage. I don't think he's their long-lost cousin. Hey Jude, how's it going over there in Germany? Doesn't look like he's getting much game time from Dortmund. He's only grown a +1. Considering dynamic potential doesn't really affect players outside your own team, I don't think he's going to be affected. He'll still reach a 90 potential nonetheless. Still at only 20 years of age, he's now at an 81, and that means that the overall gap between the two is now down to 3. I bet the big brother is sweating right now with his market valuation of £45.5 million. I'm surprised he hasn't made a move considering his release clause is there for the taking. With both Bellingham brothers now departing Birmingham and playing their game overseas outside of the UK, let's see if it's going to bring them more success or will they continue to find it more challenging. With the 2024 Euros now getting underway, not only Jobe but both of the Bellingham brothers haven't been caught up to the national team setup. Gareth Southgate hasn't deemed them ready yet, so I guess they're going to both have to improve their game in order to make an impact on the international scene, not just at club level. This season, we're going to train up Jobe. I reckon we go for inverted winger again, get some of those shooting and attacking attributes to top-notch standard. Let's cross our fingers and hope for no injury crisis, a full season. He's ready and roaring to go. We're going to gift him with a brand new contract as well because that wage is an absolute joke. 28.5k a week. Just like that, we're all set for another outing here at La Viola. The rise of Jobe Bellingham has also seen the rise of Fiorentina up the Serie A table, nearly qualifying for Champions League football, finishing in a record high 5th place. La Viola still confirming European football with the Europa League as Inter take home the Scudetto. The Coppa Italia saw them go all the way to the semi-finals, reaching one last game, but on aggregate they lost to Roma 5-3 over 2 legs, and it looks like they lost to the eventual champions. The Europa League saw them drawn into Group H alongside Lille, Galatasaray and Lausanne. It sees Bellingham get his first taste of continental success or continental football, and not much success to be had. Over in the round of 32, they lost out 4-0 on aggregate to Benfica. I can confirm Jobe had an injury-free campaign, no injury crisis to report on, as the 19-year-old has been relegated, or that downgrade in potential status from as potential to be special to an exciting prospect. He still grew a +4 to his overall, entering into the 80s, and now pretty much could be on level pegging with his brother, as his stats this season read a little bit like this, and I can tell why he got that potential downgrade. There has been a repercussion, a consequence to this poor output. His goal production and his involvement this season has been at a record low in 53 appearances, 7 goal involvements, an average 6.5 match rating, not really good enough. It begs the question, will that attract future investors and clubs to purchase him, as dribbling is so close to being maxed out, now sitting at 98. Some dark greens are emerging. Still, he needs to hit the gym with 36 strength. We gotta try and improve that. He's got to start lifting weights or something, as his transfer market valuation continues to see a meteoric rise, now with his price tag at 53.5 million, seeing an 81% financial boost. Now, in comparison to his brother, we thought he could have equaled him this season, but no, Jude Bellingham has just one-upped him. He's just only 1 overall point away from being the exact same as Jude right now. His big brother, the one aspect that he has beaten Jude in is his valuation. Now Jude only valued at £50 million on the dot, so I guess he's got one thing to boast about, but hey, overall's coming next. Season 6, I'm expecting some big things. So we've kept the faith here at Fiorentina for 3 seasons running, and you know where that's led us? To a Europa League final up against Arsenal. It's our first taste to see if Jobe is a big game player. Can he win a piece of silverware for his club? You can see they made an epic European journey this time around, winning on penalties against Braga, knocking out Villarreal, and now they're in the final against the North London outfit, beating out Sevilla on away goals. I mean, there was a lot of luck going their way, but that is a sign of champions. Hopefully he can end off the season with a piece of silverware, as we're going to take a look at the Serie A table. It doesn't really matter if they go out to win tonight because they've already qualified for the Europa League. 74 points, finishing in 3rd this season in the league. That is an almighty effort from La Viola, as we've improved the team around Jobe Bellingham. He has showed up this season to play. As you can see in the quarterfinals, they were knocked out against Juventus in the Coppa Italia 3-1. I want to simulate this one and see if Bellingham can become a European champion before his brother does. To be honest, I haven't really been keeping track of Dortmund, so I don't really know if they've been Champions League winners or Europa League winners, but it just adds to the storyline, I guess. I'm sure Jude will be watching from afar as his little brother takes on Arsenal at the London Stadium for the Europa League crowd. We're going to quick sim this one and see if Bellingham can do it on the international stage, and oh my goodness me, it wasn't Bellingham, it was Yaremchuk with a hat hat-trick. I wonder if Bellingham had any say in that with assists or whatnot, but a 5-goal thriller in the capital sees Bellingham's boys become European champions. After 6 seasons, he moved away from Birmingham to get a chance at winning silverware, and he's done exactly that here. Fiorentina. He gets to stand up tall, suited up next to the trophy, and rest assured, I'm pretty sure there is way more where that came from. Let's take a look at his stats this season. You can see he's now the highest rated player at the club. 20 years old, still an exciting prospect, so I think he can at least reach an either 89 or 90. He scored himself a +3, upgrading to an 85 overall. Is that enough to overtake his brother? I guess we'll find out, but in 60 games this season, he's really showcasing some Pedri vibes right now. So much game time, so many minutes in multiple competitions. He's scored himself 11 goals and 11 assists, perfectly balanced, as all things should be. The Englishman with an average match rating of 7.0. That's 22 goal contributions. He can not only score them, but he can create. He's a versatile attacking genius, and we applied him on the wide winger development plan this season. No transfer offers came in for him, but with performances like this, I think he's going to be getting calls from a lot of big dogs around Europe. 99 dribbling is the first maxed out attribute he has to boast about. 93 ball control, 91 crossing, and 94 stamina is absolutely insane. Financially, I'm pretty sure he's still in the lead in comparison to Jude, valued at £68.5 million, and that price tag has increased 28%. We'll take a look at Jude Bellingham, and it looks like there's been a transfer, and oh no, wait, I've just clocked it. He's moved back to England, but he's gone to Aston Villa, Birmingham's heated rivals. What a trader. I cannot believe that they paid out his release clause, and he's now valued at £55 million. Jude Bellingham making his debut in the Premier League with the Villains. I'm sure the Midlands derby is going to be spicy now. What a travesty. They retired your shirt number, for crying out loud, and this is how you repay them with a move back to Villa. I'm actually curious to see where they ended up this season. Did he help them to European finish? What are Villa doing in the Premier League? They're currently sitting in 8th, and Birmingham, without the other Bellingham brother, has now crashed back down to the Championship. That is cruel. Jude Bellingham, you're going to hell for this one. We could do the ultimate evil power play and reunite both brothers back on Aston Villa, which will just be, I can't even imagine myself doing that. I don't think I have the strength to. Let's find out if any offers come in after Jobe's record-breaking campaign. I kind of have no joy in accepting this offer. We've received a swap deal for Jobe Bellingham, and I think this is going to be a win-win for both parties. I don't want to see him go to Liverpool. We're going to make it go through because they've offered up Mohamed Salah, now at 34 years of age, returning to his former club in Fiorentina, but also offering £91.9 million on top of that. That is a deal I cannot refuse, and I didn't even clock that Jobe had overtaken Jude in terms of overall. The little brother has risen to the top, and now we're bringing back the rivalry into the top flight of England. This is going to be one hell of a season. There's your confirmation. The paperwork has been signed, sealed, and delivered, and he departs Fiorentina with his head held high, knowing that he's not only won them trophies, but qualified them for the Champions League. I'm sure he's going to live out his legacy as a legend here in Italy. However, it's time for pastures new to test himself out in the top flight of England again, as the Premier League has come calling. He's now going to be starting on the right-hand side for Liverpool. That's what we love to see. Already involved into the starting 11. My job here is done. He'll be replacing the likes of Sadio Mane and Salah as the next generation to lead Liverpool's attack. And I think they've invested well. Might have overpaid for him, but here goes nothing. I think now it's got to be a race to 90. Whoever hits 90 overall first wins. Whoever gets that world-class level first is going to take it home, and it's going to win this unofficial brother rivalry. And okay, would you look at that? He's received an important squad role, and he's now back to has potential to be special after one move back to the homelands. Now this time his development plan is going to be set to, should I go support winger? I don't know. I don't know about support winger. Maybe we go back to wide playmaker. I don't want him tracking back with the high work rate, so we'll leave it be. I guess now with this move to Liverpool, Jobe can celebrate not only the Championship title, but the Premier League title, as he has won it with the Merseyside Reds. 84 points on top of the table, battling it out against Spurs all season long. They came through as champions, as his brothers Aston Villa finishing down in 7th with 60 points. Definitely the superior Bellingham we've got on the books right here. In terms of the FA Community Shield, they won it against Man City 2-1, so a cheeky little domestic double. And the FA Cup, they didn't make it all the way to the final. Liverpool, where they get knocked out somewhere along the way. They were knocked out in a round 3 replay, 3-2 to Man City. The Carabao Cup saw them eliminated by Manchester United 5-5, or it finished like that on aggregate, and then went down to penalties, and they eventually lost to the champions, and Spurs lose another title.
Tottenham, it's the history of the Tottenham.
Anywho, they have a chance for revenge. Bellingham in another European final from the Europa League last year. Now he gets the chance to fight it out for the Big Ears trophy. The Holy Grail was up for grabs, and it's one hell of an English derby. Liverpool versus United, it dates back centuries. And now Bellingham has the chance to be a proper European champion. They actually came second in the group, or equal second anyway, knocking out the likes of Barcelona, defeating Hertha Berlin, and taking care of Manchester City 4-3. Before we take a deep dive and analyze his stats this season and compare him towards his big brother, I want to play out this Champions League final and just see how he plays. I'm going to actually sim the first match and watch it play out, and then jump in for the second half like we usually do. It's a big one, an even bigger test. Now let's see if he can secure the third piece of silverware this season and secure the treble. Not too much action in the first half, and United get a big chance there. We'll go out for a corner the first 10 minutes. The Reds are pressing. Here we go. United pushing forward. And here we go, a chance. Alisson with a major save, and the ball still in play. United literally are all over us right now. Here we go, Bellingham on the ball, synchronizing this attack. He crosses it inside, and no one was there waiting. Here we go, Bellingham now with a chance to get a goal before the halftime whistle. And our number 29 cuts back in. What's he going to do? Shaves it outside to Trent. Is he going to cross the ball inside? And no, he's been stopped dead in his tracks, and that'll be halftime. A pretty cagey affair, but we're going to jump in right now. Come on, Jobe, show me what you've got. You might not be 90 overall yet, but show us what you're made of. Back over to Sabitzer. Finds Bellingham again. Diogo Jota, the main playmaker centre forward. He finds it inside to Bellingham, the number 29. He's going to try outsmart his opponent, but he'll find Trent Alexander-Arnold on the overlap, and inside it's Sabitzer. And it's not the ideal situation here, but Bellingham back again, trying to fool the defense, and it's a fake shot inside now. All the room to sweat it across goal, and Diogo Jota couldn't read the cutback. As the attacking play is building up nicely, Bellingham back outside Jobe, and he could have gone down for a penalty there, but he's hopped above the challenge. Martin Odegaard had some other ideas there, but we take back possession. Carlos Soler into the path of Diogo Jota, and the play has opened up here with Jobe Bellingham literally one-on-one. He tries to take it past his defender, the weak foot shot. It looked like a handball, but it's been deflected. Here we go, Diogo Jota, the exact same through ball. The United defense pushed up too much, and the pace of Bellingham surely should be too much as he goes for the right foot finesse shots, and he was pressured by the defense. Henderson read it all. Another major missed opportunity. He's bottling chance after chance now. Sabitzer, ball over the top here. Could be a lovely moment, and it's off the post. It bounced past Henderson, and there's two chances inside a minute. Bellingham couldn't take either of them. Oh, we don't want this to go into extra time, please. Please, no extra time. Virgil van Dijk, do your worst, son. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Casemiro, Casemiro! Oh, you've got to be joking me, man. Oh, this is not happening. This is not happening. 7 minutes to play, and we need to try and scramble for an equaliser as Casemiro celebrates like an absolute twat. And that'll be that. Champions League heartbreak. It has been a terrible showing for Jobe Bellingham here in this final. When it came to the big moments, when it came to performing on the big stage, he completely bottled it. I guess that's experience for next time, but it's heartbreaking scenes here as United win over Liverpool. Bellingham now with some European heartache to fix in Season 8. All things considered, let's look at this on an individual level, because I'm sure Jude Bellingham is not putting up the kinds of numbers Jobe is right now. At 21 years of age, he's back to having potential to be special, so I'm pretty sure next season he is projected to hit a 90 overall. As we take a look at the stats, 57 appearances, 14 goals and 10 assists. For the first time in his career, he has put up double figures in both departments, 24 goal involvements, and an average match rating, a career high of 7.1. Growing rather rapidly, +3 again. I'm sure he's still overtaken Bellingham. There is no way the Aston Villa snake is even comparing to Jobe right now. The younger brother's taken over. I can't believe the kind of stats I'm witnessing here. We've got so many benefits, like all these dark greens. They are just so satisfying to see, but then you see 36 strength, 50 composure. Maybe that's what got to him in the final. 99 dribbling, still the only maxed out stat we have to report on, as his financial value has hit that 9-figure range, now with a £126.5 million price tag. Jude Bellingham growing rather consistently, like +1s, +2s, not at the rapid rate that Jobe is. Again, they're completely different positions, but our main goal was to overtake Jude, and right now we look dead set on hitting that 90 overall. Unless Bellingham pulls off a masterclass, he should be well on track to beating his big bro in Season 8. We have some updated transfer news for the big brother Jude Bellingham. He's now transferred back to Germany. He doesn't like his time here in England. He's now decided to stop being a snake and playing for the enemy as he's transferred from Aston Villa. They've made a chunky profit of £88.9 million. That is going to confirm the Englishman's move back to the Bundesliga, and now it's crunch time. Which one of the brothers is going to be first to that 90 overall? I've decided to take a step back and just let the CPU do its thing. But it's going to come down to Season 8. 90 overall is there for the taking. Yeah, you know what? I think we might be having a little bit of a problematic end to this video because we left Liverpool in the dust. I think a whole bunch of their contracts were expiring. I didn't touch them. And the Merseyside club now eventually finishing in 15th. We're back returning just to check on Bellingham, but that is a terrible showing as Chelsea and Spurs go head-to-head for the league, but the Blues come out on top. Absolutely abysmal stuff as they lose out the Community Shield 1-0. I don't think any pieces of silverware are heading Bellingham's way. Now, there is no trophies or silverware to show for it in his final 8th campaign. Yeah, that's kind of my bad. They were knocked out embarrassingly in the Champions League final, finishing in 3rd, getting relegated to the Europa League, which is pretty much worse. Couldn't even make it to the final stages, eliminated to Real Sociedad 4-1 on aggregate. I must admit, it's my bad. We've returned to this Liverpool team in an absolute hot mess right now, but the 2nd highest overall player, he's only gone and done a +2 this season, so surely he's been the only shining light. He's happy with everything at the club besides the team performance. He's a crucial first team member, one of the world's best. At 22, Jobe Bellingham has shown up and taken his career to that next level. I'm pretty sure he was the best performer this season, or one of them, the 2nd highest goal scorer, 55 appearances. He found the back of the net 17 times with 9 assists, 26 goal involvements for the 22-year-old, awarded with an average match rating of 6.8. I let the CPU do their thing, so there was no development plan on him this season, but you can take a look at his final attributes. Stamina is the 2nd stat to be absolutely maxed out at a 99. Crossing has made it, as well as short passing in the technical department. 4 maxed out 99 stats to boast about for Jobe. Right now, his market valuation standing at £165 million. It might have been a disastrous season for Liverpool, and of course losing the Champions League final, but at least they've got Jobe Bellingham firing on all cylinders. Jude's returned to the Bundesliga, and he made an almighty push, a +2 for him this season, but he was left in the dust long ago. His big brother has fallen. I mean, he's made a career out of himself. He's been a snake to Birmingham City because it's the Jobe Bellingham show right about now. We've successfully made his younger brother have a better career, overtake him in overall, and win more silverware for their hometown club and abroad. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. Potentially Jude getting the last laugh. Southgate calling him up to the Three Lions international setup for the 2028 Euros. The younger Bellingham brother nowhere to be seen as Mason Mount takes his place on the right wing. As they went on to be eliminated from the Euros, Jude Bellingham taking an L and couldn't even progress them into the knockout rounds. Russia and Belgium qualifying out of Group D for the next round. Shameful stuff from the Three Lions. Maybe that's what happens when you don't take 2 Bellingham brothers. I think I'm going to leave that right there. They've even been deploying him at a centre forward. That's how desperate this Liverpool team is. If you did, go ahead and enjoy. I know that's been a long-awaited one for you guys. Make sure to drop it a like, hit down below, hit subscribe, and turn on the notifications for more FIFA 21/22 content coming in the future. Comment down below who has been better, Jobe or Jude Bellingham, and who do you think will prevail over each other in real life. Hopefully we get to see him added in FIFA 22 sometime next year. As always, I've been BCHD. Have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the very next video.